Again, we have uh, another moment for us to simplify mathematics. It has been for quite a longer period of time we have not done this, but now we are back. Today I want us to learn on something we call velocity time graph, and we have an example here, a question concerning linear motion. So I want us to solve this question, and our example states that the figure below shows the motion of a particle in 20 seconds. The particle starts off at a speed of 30 meter per second and accelerates at 4 meter per second squared for 5 seconds. Then the question is asking, calculate the total distance covered by the particle in 20 seconds. So for us to calculate the total distance covered by our particle for the first 20 seconds, we have already been given the initial velocity, but we have not been given the final velocity. So we have not been given the final velocity. Bearing in mind, we have the acceleration as 4 meters per second squared, and we have the initial velocity, which we represent with u as 30 meter per second. And now we have the time taken, which is 5 seconds. Time represented by t is 5 seconds. We can be able to determine the final velocity, which is represented by v. We must determine the final velocity, which is well represented with alphabet v. So we know that acceleration is equal to final velocity v minus initial velocity over time taken. That is the formula of finding our acceleration. Since we have our acceleration as 4 is equal to, we don't have the final velocity, it will be v minus our initial velocity is 30 over our time taken is 5 seconds. And therefore, for us to get our velocity, we need to cross multiply. And when we cross multiply, we are going to get 5 times 4 is equal to 20 is equal to v minus 30. So when we solve for v, we bring 30 on the other side of the equal sign. We will have our v as 20 plus 30 will give us 50 meters per second. So having our final velocity as 50 meter per second, we can now be able to determine the total distance covered within the first 20 seconds. And how do we determine that? We are going to do that question, or we are going to proceed with that question on this particular part. Therefore, for us to determine the distance covered, we need to find the area bounded below within the graph. So we have a trapezium here. If you check this very well, this is a trapezium. This one is a trapezium on itself. So when we find the area of this trapezium, we have found the distance for the first 5 seconds. And this is also another trapezium. This is also another trapezium. When we also find or determine the area of these two trapezium and add it together, we are going to have determined the total distance covered. Therefore, in our first area, we are going to say distance is equal to a half into bracket a plus b, the length of the parallel heights. This one is 50 and this one is 30. So it will be 50 plus 30 multiplied by the height is 5 plus we have the second one, a half into brackets the sum of the parallel lines from here 5 to 15 is 10, and from 5 to 20 is 15. So it will be 15 plus 10, then multiply by the height. The height is 50. that is of the second part of the trapezium, multiplied by 50. And when we solve the two, we will have determined the total distance traveled within the first 20 seconds. So our distance will be equivalent to 50 plus that is equal to 80. So a half multiplied by 80 multiplied by 5 will give us 200 plus the second one, 15 plus 10 is equal to 25. So a half multiplied by 25 multiplied by 50, it will give us 625. Therefore, our total distance will be equivalent to 200 plus 625 will be 825 meters. And by doing that, we have already determined the total distance covered by the particle. So I want you to understand that for us to determine the distance in a velocity time graph, we must determine the area bounded below these lines. That gives us the exact distance. So that is how we approach this question. You can use your revision books and get more of this. And I believe as we go, as we proceed, you are going to be able to understand more concepts in linear motion. Thank you so much, my viewers. Ensure you click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that each and every time I upload something new concerning mathematics and also some other subjects, you may be able to get the notification and follow. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.